I thought you might like to see a piece of paper actually going up and see what the processes are. So if I start with the 6.5 inch strip that I've cut, and I put it up against that edge and against the line at the top that I'm going to line it up with. But then I slide it a little bit away from there just to allow a little bit of wood, so that when I put the doorway in there's a bit of wood that the frame can contact. Then I go all the way over to this edge and fold it back along that edge, so I now have the exact shape, because it may not be absolutely square. I now have the exact shape of that edge down there. So the next stage is to take it away from there and take it over here. So at this point now I've got this edge that needs cutting, and I don't bother to open it up and cut along the line of that edge. All I do is put a steel ruler right against the very edge. Just a smidgen's going to be cut off, and you know that those kind of allowances are being made when you fold it up. So there's the piece ready to go in. I have actually marked arrows showing which way up, because particularly with this sort of pattern paper you're never too sure, and it looks as though you could put it any which way, but in actual fact if you get two pieces together in opposite directions it does show. So just put marks on the back and then you know that's the top. So the next stage is to put glue on the back. I'm going to show you a really sloppy way of doing it, but it works very well. I'm actually using the border adhesive this time because it's nice and quick. For the sake of doing a camera, it's quicker than doing it with a brush. So just stick a whole load of stuff over the back of it, border adhesive on the back, and use the best tool ever, your hands. So it's just a case of rubbing it all over. And when you've got it pretty much spread out, you can then just flick all the way around and make sure that all the edges are covered just by pushing it. Basically you're pushing it off the edge of the page, and then you know that the glue goes right to the very edge. The next thing you'll need to do, which will be done off camera, is wipe your hand so that you're not picking it up covered in glue. Okay, taking this is now going to go back over here and go in on that wall there, I hope. Hope you can see it alright. Okay, coming up. So make sure you've got it the right way up. Make sure you put it right on that line at the top. Get the lines lined up and get this front edge lined up. Don't worry about the other one. And that's actually pretty much gone into place in one go. That's just luck. Sometimes you have to fiddle about with it, but that seems to have got it. So the two edges I'm first concerned about is one at the top and the one down this front edge. And when we sort of lock those on, we can then get the rest on. Several ways of doing it. Basically I just push it down very gently and I can feel that it's not going out of position. I'm not going to get bubbles and things. And when I'm pretty confident about that, I sort of pounce it. I don't rub it, because I found with some wallpapers, if you rub them and they're a bit wet, you're going to make a mess of the surface. So if you just pounce it with a soft cloth, you'll find you've driven out any air bubbles or creases or anything that might have happened, and you end up with a nice smooth wall. Just check all the edges are stuck down, they're the most important. Less so where it's going to go under a trim, of course, but this front edge, it's very important that this is stuck down nice and tight, so you're not going to end up with a ragged edge when you've finished. Okay, that's how one piece of paper goes in.